Hey everyone, so I wanted to tell you about this sort of YESHUA religious experience I had the other day right before an interview. Our interview sort of got delayed, and usually that's for a reason, right? And that reason manifested itself. I was sitting there trying to open one of my videos. It would not open no matter what. And this one right below it was just this lady she had some kind of vision of hell, and I was like, just watching it. I usually don't look up this sort of stuff, but it was there, and it was talking to me saying, watch this, so I did. Although it was kind of irrelevant to what happened later, but I think it did open me up in a more religious way. And so I watched that, and suddenly I felt the presence of YESHUA come in and give me this very strong but short message. And I heard the words very clearly, very distinctly. And, I've got it written down right in front of me. I wrote it down. What it said, or what it seemed he said, or, what came into my head. The fall of man is being repaired. Now, I just wrote that down. I was like, oh my gosh, it makes so much sense, in my experience. And I think that really explains, religiously anyway, what is happening to me and others as we are ascending, as the planet's ascending and the people are ascending, and those who don't ascend are obviously getting wiped off the planet. But usually you'll just have this chaos happen in your life, and you've got to work on yourself spiritually to mend all of that and get up with the vibration that's increasing. So, I've talked about in my videos how my body's evolving, how, for instance, I'm being fed spiritually off of spirit. It's in my heart, and I literally taste it. It tastes way better than food. And I have a very strong connection with others telepathically, but it's in the heart, not in the mind, or not in the third eye. And, well, it is, but it's mostly here. I really feel people really tune in. I really tune into spirit in my heart. And, whenever I do eat physical food, that connection goes away. And so when I was thinking about this, and I've been thinking about this for a while, I was like, it literally is, that makes so much sense. The fall of man is being repaired. So think about what was happening before the fall, or what happened during the fall, they ate. And whether, that almost seems like an analogy, right? It seems like the representation of man and woman, not just only two physical people, right? But to me, it seems more like a population. And as we eat, you literally, I feel it, I literally cut off the spiritual connection, and your body starts functioning, but literally losing so many of its abilities, because as I've been fasting and spiritually tuning in, and it's not really just fasting that helps you tune in, that's just a small thing, so it's not like that necessary. But what I've realized, though, with only eating when I actually do get hungry, is that, I'm being fed that way, but I also have other dormant abilities starting to awaken. And, I recently did a video about relationships and how we are missing so much. Just what people know about relationships, it's like we only do 1% of the actual connection we can have with another person. Everything is so much stronger and more incredible, even remotely or in person. Just the things that happen to you spiritually when you're really connected with your soul, your higher self, it is just unreal. Your body just starts really unfolding its real power, and I think it's almost as if what that message said, how we were before the fall, because as a lot of light workers are experiencing, we're experiencing heaven on earth more and more every day. We're really connected to our angel guidance, to our guidance system. We realize we're this human who has a whole symphony of things going on that are serving us. Whether you call that God or your angels or whatever you want to call it. But it's just in the number alignments, we're going back to that. You know, if that message was correct, we're going back to how it was, you know, or how maybe that's what Atlantis was, or Lemuria, you know, before the fall. So, you know, I find some things in the Bible I agree with, or I'll interpret it one way, usually a lot differently than most Christians do. I grew up in a Christian school, so that's how I remember everything. It's not something I read, but if I read it, I definitely apply it to my life now because I'm experiencing these things. So if you remember in my dry fasting video, I mentioned seeing while fasting on a church sign, I am the bread of life, meaning I am, you know, God's Spirit is the I am. For those who aren't aware, Bible freaks will know way better than I do what the I am means. But also, doesn't that sound like an affirmation? You know, I am, and God is so in us, with us, throughout us, is us, manifested, is in all things, you know, is the bread of life, the source. So, the literal bread of life. And when you have that Spirit in you, you're fed, okay? You're fed emotionally, physically, in every single way. The more you allow Spirit to manifest in your life, you feel so whole and free, and you literally are. You're not reliant on the physical environment as much. You have what you need when you need it. So, you know, another thing I'll just add, you know, are you having, I just wanted to add this. So, because Christians, they always believed in what, heaven or hell, and all you have to do is believe. It doesn't matter what kind of person you are. You just gotta believe in Jesus and you'll go to heaven or hell. I thought, what is this, like a joke? You know, because even the other day, my mom, we were looking at those machines, and they have the claws, reach in and pick a toy up, or not, most of the time it doesn't, right? And drops it off. And my friend said, or my mom was saying, oh yeah, my friend owns tons of these things, and he said you just program them to never pick up the thing, and you know, you just take people's money pretty much. And my friend said, is this person a Christian? She said, oh, well, yeah. And he said, that doesn't sound like a very Christian thing to do. And he was from a different religion. And, you know, even I grew up in a Christian school, and I was just kind of like horrified at the whole religion. A lot of the way the Bible is interpreted and how people live their life, not really according to spiritual practices, or just having that God inside, because they always said it was outside of you and something to fear, just all that craziness. And I just want to say, like, most of you know, obviously, that heaven begins to manifest while you're in this life. And you're going to see signs. And if there is a heaven or hell, or if we do reincarnation, you know, I believe in reincarnation, but for those who believe in heaven or hell, I think we get signs while we're living of where you're going. And I think it's best for us to choose. Are you going to live as an angel, serving others, you know, serving the light, serving others, or as a demon, trying to take from others and deceive and lie? You know, you see people choosing one or the other. Whichever way you're living, I'd say, you know, that's probably the way you're going. You know, are you serving and doing as angels do, or are you trying to steal and take? You're just bringing yourself down, and you're going to go down there. And I say this because that video that I did watch was this lady's vision of hell, and that's what the demons do, right? They just take, and they just want to, you know, destroy you. I mean, in these terrible ways, you know. But I'm like, why does this remind me of people alive and on earth? They act as demons. You know, the demons she was describing. It's like there's actually people who live in this darkness. And then there's those who live more as angels. So it's your choice. So which one are you going to live right now? Because it actually is important. And what we send out comes back to us tenfold. You know, it's magnified. So if you serve, you know, you're being served in return, although that's not why you would even do it. You're served in spirit. You know, you're not served in, what, millions of dollars. Like, how does that serve But then again, if that's what you want, give money, it'll come back. Give love, it'll come back. Whatever you give comes back, and that's the frequency you're at. So anyway, I just feel when I say we're evolving, I mean literally dormant abilities start manifesting. It was my vision as a kid, just seeing 444, that we would be, we need to regain these abilities, because I had this memory of this, all of us, or this society anyway, in which I remembered, everyone had spiritual abilities. We're all very telepathic and very spiritually connected, very good people. Just not, there wasn't like wars and destruction, and everything was in tune with the natural environment. I think that's why I could even like walk up to animals and stuff. We're just going to see more and more of this. So those who are showing that they share the light, and obviously like the UFOs see it, the animals see it, it's manifested all over the place. They can't really even hide it. And that's how we're evolving. As you raise vibration, we're repairing the fall of man, which wasn't just one day this lady took a bite of an apple or whatever fruit it was. No, there's so much to that disconnection. But yeah, even taking the physical food, but I'm not telling anyone not to eat. I'm saying be spiritually fed. And then when you need to eat physical food, you will, but it's an evolution. It's not instant. Although for some, I've heard it has been, but not for me personally, but for some it actually is instant. So yeah, I hope this made sense for you, and I do like to connect for those who have a Christian background, but that's just the message I got, so I thought I'd share it. And I feel maybe I'll be open to getting more YESHUA messages or Christian type messages. I kind of enjoy it, so that was nice. And as I doing a fast right now, I ask YESHUA to guide more so than my previous guidance system, who assisted in my last fast, although they just showed up. So this time is like more like YESHUA showing up for this one, so it's interesting. So I'm just seeing, comparing the differences and how it goes and how it feels, and really enjoying enjoy seeing the differences and relay that information back at you. All right, ciao.